Hi, I'm Jon Massmann with Isthmus Sailboards. Today I'm going to show you how to rig the Pilot-X, brand new Pilot-X sail with the components that we sell in a complete rig package. You have the sail, mast, mast extension, base, our RD boom, and Gaastra uphaul. The first thing you want to do is remove the sail from the sail bag. Then roll out the sail with the wind hitting the foot of the sail first. This is the foot of the sail. Roll it out on a flat surface. Expose your mast sleeve pocket. This sail has luff, boom, and mast indicator. This is what we're going to be adjusting the sail to. The mast is the actual mast length. The luff is a combination of the mast length and what's necessary to rig the sail properly. So 436, boom, 178 centimeters. In the case of this package, we have the Power Ride 430 40% carbon mast. I'm just going to insert the top half of the mast, it's a two-piece mast, top half of the mast into the mast sleeve pocket to begin with. Insert the tip up the mast sleeve. The ferrule will insert into the top half. Be sure that it seats flush, the two halves together, before proceeding any further. Proceed to slide the mast all the way up the mast sleeve and pull on, there's a handle on the leading edge, the mast pad here. Lift the sail off the ground and continue to slide. The sail up to the tip of the mast is exposed. On the Gaastra sails, you'll see there is an adjustable top haul with a pin that simply plugs into the tip of the mast. And in this case, we are going to shorten this length from how it comes originally in the packaging. In the case of the Gaastra, they do have a two-piece pin. So I've set this within an inch of the tip. You walk back down to the bottom of the mast, set the tip on the ground. Now we take our mast extension, remove the rope off of it. the case of this sail, with a luff of 436, a mast length of 430, we set our mast extension to number 6. It's already there. I'll show you how you adjust this. If you want to adjust this extension, you pull out, you turn it sideways, you can slide it freely to the position you want to lock into. The bottom marking or the arrows point to the actual height below the collar. So in this case, 6 centimeters, the bottom of the collar. Insert the extension into the mast flush. Take the rope with your left hand, insert it into the far pulley, closest to the mast from below. So feeding the base, the downhaul line is what we call this rope, through the closest pulley to the mast, underneath, exit out on top, back through the base extension, pulley, the far side, so opposite where the rope comes out, closest to the mast, exit out the outside, you go to the top pulley, furthest out away from the mast, opposite direction, so we're coming through the top of the pulley. You can see how nice that glides. And as you're doing this, you can pull downhaul tension, start to draw the sail foot down the mast. Final pulley on the mast extension, wrapping around the outside to the inside. Through the middle pulley, starting underneath, so the bottom side to the top side. Through the final hole with the cleat. And then we will proceed to downhaul. Grab a hold of the rope, put your foot on the mast. And you'll see the shape of the sail is starting to take form. Readjusted the camera angle here to give you a better perspective. This is a sail that's not downhauled enough. You can see the gap that I have between the grommet or the pulley system and the mast extension pulleys. We want to close that off. Got a rigging tool in my hand that can assist you. This is called the Maui hookup. You can use your bare hands. You could use a hammer, wood doweling. These work great. Just wrap the rope around, down through, and you can leverage downhaul. As I downhaul this more, I've got my foot on the base, and you'll see that the batten tips are disappearing to the side of the mast. This is ultimately what we want. Batten tips are not sticking out, protruding in front of the mast. Next, we're going to look at the boom. The RRD EV150 boom has a range of 150 to 200 centimeters of adjustment. Clamp-on boom, front end. The first time you set the boom up with your uphaul, there is kind of a loose loop. That's where we're going to attach the uphaul. You take the rope end of the uphaul, insert it through this loop, and then you feed the uphaul through itself to secure in place. Next, with the boom and the sail, The sail calls for a boom length of 178 centimeters. That is shown here. With a 150 centimeter boom, we can preset the boom length to, we're going to go to 30, try it at the 27, be closest for starting purposes at this point. So set at between the 25 and the 30 mark. It gives us roughly 178 centimeter boom length. You want to grab hold of the boom with the writing so you can read it. Will be facing closest to the ground. The boom front end lever system has a built-in cleat that will allow us to adjust the tension for what we call the rear gate. Rear gate has a little catch area for the rope to seat over that. Grab that loose end of the rope. And when we adjust it, when it's attaching to the mast, you can make an adjustment for how firm you want that to close. Typically, a little snapping action will be proper tension. Next, we slide the boom to the boom opening. Good starting point is the mid section of the mast sleeve opening here. Open the rear gate after removing the rope. Put the rear gate through the opening and then draw the mast into the front end. Attach your in-haul rope over the flange. Close to secure. For the outhaul, this is what we call a loop and go system. You might want to see here. Right here is the kind of the catch portion. So you just loosen up the rope, take it, drop the, kind of create the loop, pass through the grommet, and then loop over this post area. Once secured, you simply pull the outhaul tension right to the end, cleat off, make sure that there's some pressure here, that's not totally loose, and then the loose end, as it's secured at this point, you can tie off for use when you're sailing. Don't want any loose ends when windsurfing. I'm going to do final downhaul. Here we don't want any gaps. Got my rigging aid. Put my foot on the base, pull the remaining downhaul tension. Get your loose end of the rope. Create a big loop. Tie off your excess rope. And last, take our uphaul, remember to attach it. There's an opening below the handle. Pass your bungee end through. Wrap over the top. And now you can simply close off the foot. Uphaul's attached. And that's your basic setting. If it's windy out, you can extend your boom length a little longer, and it will take away from how much stomach the sail can capture, meaning that this will be harder to push down with a longer length to the boom. In all-around conditions, this is a good setting here. Set it just between the 25 and the 30 mark for the boom rear end. In the sail bag, there's a pocket at the end of the sail bag near the zipper opening. And it is a small tool for tensioning the battens. The first time you rig your sail, good chance you're going to have to make some adjustments to the batten tension on the sail. What you want to avoid are any wrinkles gathering towards the mast, which indicates there's not enough batten tension. So in this case, I do see some wrinkles. So I insert the tool, proceed to twist to improve the support of the sailcloth. Hopefully you can see that. Do the same thing all the way up the sail. Okay, we've completed rigging the sail. I've stood it upright to show you the shape of the sail, what to look for. We want the batten tips, once again, to be behind the trailing edge or behind the leading edge of the mast. In this case, the batten right above the boom, at about the midpoint to the aft portion of the mast itself. The foot batten will be about the same, so it sits back with about a third of the mast left to go is where the tip will sit. If you don't have enough downhaul tension, that batten tip will be too far forward, and you'll have a difficult time when you change sides trying to tack. So I'll show you just quickly when you change sides with this sail. You'll simply extend your body, put your foot on the base, and give it a good tug. So full extension, and the battens rotate around. If you're having trouble with this, probably an indication you don't have enough downhaul tension. Any questions you might have on rigging the Pilot-X and the complete package or the sail itself, just give us a call. We'll be happy to discuss it. The video hopefully will cover most of this material. So once you finish sailing, after your session, the process for de-rigging your sail is basically the reverse of how we started, which is logical. The first thing you'll want to do is remove the boom. I usually start with the uphaul. Release the outhaul. Open the handle, release the rope off the rear gate, and just pull downward. It's right off. The sailcloth, it is good to try to maybe hand dry with a towel to maintain the integrity of the sailcloth or the clarity as much as possible. But in a pinch, you can do that later. Release the rope off the downhaul. And then last is releasing your downhaul tension. Sometimes you have to stand up on it to release the pressure. Lift out, like so. Use a little bit of a twisting action to help remove the cloth. It's important as you don't want to kind of bunch everything up. It can crunch your material a little bit where you get little lines in the plastic film. The first thing I do is just kind of push the tip of the mast in. This is the area that usually hangs up the most when you're de-rigging. Back down, twist the mast, twist and pull. And separate the halves, make it easier once you get it out of ways. Be careful not to bang your mast around. It is carbon fiber. And then when rolling up the sail, go to the head of the sail, fold it over gently. Going to kind of create a generous roll parallel to the batten. Just hold snugness. You're not squeezing the sail at this point, just trying to hold a snug, taut roll. Roll to the bottom, put your hand inside the sail and pull it a little tighter. And Gaastra has a nice built-in little bungee that fits to a corresponding button. Just wrap over that, and your sail is all rolled up nice and taut. When putting your sail in the sail bag, it's important that the mast sleeve does go into the bottom of the bag. The bottom of the bag has good venting system to dry out the mast sleeve, which tends to take the most time to dry off. There you go. You're all set. De-rigging 101.